Before the indelible ink on voters' fingers could even fade, Tamil Nadu politics may already have entered a disturbing new phase of defections through resignations. And the most striking part is this: the party accused of engineering defections is not the BJP, it is the Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, the party that promised clean politics, moral governance, and a break from traditional power games. But within weeks of taking office, Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay's TVK now faces accusations of importing into Tamil Nadu one of the most controversial political strategies in modern India, Operation Lotus. Has the TVK already begun compromising the very ideals that brought it to power? Vanakkam. This is T. Suresh Kumar. Thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu Focus Tamil Nadu. Today, we are discussing a controversy that could become the first major credibility test for Vijay's government. Because this is no longer just about defections, it is about political ethics, coalition compulsions, the anti defection law, and ultimately whether power is already taking precedence over principle. So, let's break this down carefully. Four AIADMK MLAs resigned from the Tamil Nadu Assembly and were almost immediately embraced by the ruling TVK. Now, technically, this may not violate anti defection laws because instead of openly defecting while remaining MLAs, they resigned first. And that loophole is central to the controversy. Critics say this resembles the BJP's famous Operation Lotus strategy used in several states beginning with Karnataka in 2008. The formula is simple: opposition MLAs resign, join the ruling party, then return through by elections. Legally correct, politically effective, but ethically controversial. And that is exactly why TVK is facing such intense criticism. Because Vijay did not campaign as a conventional politician. He campaigned as a moral alternative to traditional power politics. He marketed the TVK as a quote unquote pure force while assailing the DMK as an evil force. The issue here is not legality alone. It is the people's mandate. These MLAs were elected under a completely different political banner. But within barely 21 days, that mandate appears altered through political engineering. Critics say this is simply a modern version of the old Ayaram Gayaram culture, horse trading in a more sophisticated form. And for TVK, the optics are especially damaging because people did not merely vote for change, they voted for cleaner politics. That moral positioning was central to Vijay's rise, which is why critics now argue that TVK risks losing its moral high ground extraordinarily early in its tenure. Now let's talk politics. TVK does not enjoy a comfortable majority in the assembly. After Vijay vacated his Trichy East seat, the party's tally came down to 107. To form the government, it depended on support from the Congress, VCK, IUML, and the left parties. Tamil Nadu is now witnessing its first genuinely fragile coalition arrangement. And coalition governments come with pressure, constant negotiations, internal disagreements, power sharing tensions, and the fear that allies can become unpredictable. So critics believe TVK is trying to strengthen itself early, perhaps to eventually become less dependent on allies. And recent developments reinforce that suspicion. Remember the controversy over the appointment of an astrologer as the Chief Minister's officer on special duty? Vijay had to withdraw that controversial appointment after criticism not only from the opposition but even from some allies. That episode may have reminded TVK of a harsh political reality. Coalition governments limit unilateral decision making. And perhaps that is why the party appears eager to consolidate its numbers quickly. Now, this is where the Operation Lotus comparison becomes serious, because this model has a political history. The BJP first perfected it in Karnataka, where it formed the government in 2008 with just 110 MLAs and the support of 5 independents in the 224-member House. Soon enough, 7 opposition MLAs resigned and joined the BJP, and 5 of them returned to the House through bypolls. This pattern continued till 2011. That strategy helped transform a fragile government into a stable majority. The same model resurfaced dramatically again in Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, and other states. Critics now say Tamil Nadu is witnessing a similar playbook, but only with much greater speed. Because here, the resignations began barely weeks after government formation, and that timing is politically significant. In fact, during the confidence motion, 25 rebel AIADMK MLAs voted in favor of the TVK government. A day before the floor test, Vijay met AIADMK's tainted rebel leaders while noticeably avoiding the party General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy. And once such political signals are sent publicly by the Chief Minister, internal instability within opposition parties can accelerate rapidly. Now, to be fair, Tamil Nadu has seen similar political engineering before. In 2009, an MLA from the MDMK resigned, joined the DMK, contested by-elections and returned victorious. This was followed by the resignation of an AIADMK MLA in similar manner. So political migration itself is not new, but the context today is dramatically different. Back then, the DMK government had already completed 3 years in office and was stable with unconditional outside support from allies. But now, these resignations are happening within weeks of government formation. And importantly, the rebel legislators were already facing accusations of defying the party whip during the trust vote, which makes the resignations appear politically convenient. Now, let's step back from party politics, because this issue goes far beyond TVK, irrespective of whether it feels these 4 turncoats in the bypolls or not. If MLAs can resign immediately after elections, support ruling parties and recontest without meaningful consequences, then what exactly happens to the people's mandate? What happens to anti-defection laws and what happens to voters' trust? That is why many experts now argue that India may need further electoral reforms, perhaps even a cooling off period preventing resigned MLAs from immediately contesting bypolls will be in order. Otherwise, anti-defection laws risk becoming meaningless in practice, and electoral mandate becomes negotiable commodity. See, Joseph Vijay entered politics promising transformation, but this major controversy has already raised deeply uncomfortable questions. Is this simple, smart coalition era politics necessary for survival? Or is Tamil Nadu witnessing the rise of yet another power-centric political machine wrapped in the language of change? Because the irony is impossible to ignore. A party that promised to clean up politics now faces accusations of mastering its oldest tricks. And perhaps that is the enduring lesson of Indian politics. Winning power is difficult, but resisting the temptations that come with power is even harder. On that note, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. I shall meet you in another video. Thank you.